Title: The Bamboo Path, Awakening Through Ancient Wisdom. Chapter 1. The Tale of the Bamboo and the Mighty Mountain. A distant winter, a small bamboo sapling sprouted near the foothills of a towering mountain. While the cedar and pine swayed with wind and thunder, the bamboo grew stiffly, bending but never breaking. One day, a furious storm struck. The heavy wind twisted the cedar leaves over the branches, scattering them on the valley floor. The bamboo, however, bent with the howling gusts, its flexible stem giving way to the wind's relentless force. When the storm cleared, the strong cedar lay broken and lifeless, while the bamboo stood upright, its roots deep within the soil and its shoots emerging anew. The lesson from this ancient Chinese story is humble resilience. In modern life, when the winds of challenge loom, whether it's market upheaval, personal loss, or the weight of uncharted future, flexibility becomes our greatest ally. By learning to bend without breaking, we sustain momentum and recover stronger. Practical insight. When faced with a stressful work deadline or an unexpected team conflict, approach the situation not as a rigid problem to be solved at once, but as a stream to flow around. Pause, assess the current, and let your strategy shift with the conditions. How to apply today. At your next team meeting, try a brief mindfulness pause before the agenda begins. Ask, what are the currents we feel? Where can we let our ideas bend and reshape rather than fight? The resulting discussion often yields more cooperative solutions. Conclusion. Resilience is not about never touching the ground. It is about learning to rise, adapt, and keep moving forward. Reflective question. When have you chosen to bend rather than break? What did that shift reveal about your internal strength? Like, share, and subscribe to keep walking this bamboo path together. Chapter 2. The Japanese Story of the Carp and the Bridge. In the ancient province of Kyoto, a community of artisans rebuilt a ruined bridge after a flood. While the workers began to dig the wooden planks, a young apprentice noticed a small carp swimming in a nearby pond. The carp flicked its tail against the water, weaving a gentle path upward. The apprentice leaned on the bridge as the carp made a sudden leap, a graceful arc toward the riverbank on the other side. The entire village watched in wonder. They had never seen a fish cross a bridge. The carp's lesson was twofold: perseverance and the clarity that comes from seeing a path already set. It taught the villagers that obstacles are but transitions if we possess purpose and vision. Motivational insight. Modern leadership thrives on navigating uncertainties with a clear route in mind. A leader, like the carp, must keep moving forward, even when the trail is not fully visible. Persistence coupled with vision is the secret behind many great projects. Concrete example. Suppose you are launching a startup. The market needs research, regulatory compliance, and funding, each a segment of a daunting staircase. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, map the sequence of tasks like the carp's path. Start with the foundational research, then go to compliance, then to fundraising, each step guiding the next. Conclusion. Perseverance is the act of moving forward, while vision turns that movement into triumph. Reflective question. What visible steps do you need to lay for your own path to cross the bridge of success? Like, share, and subscribe for more timeless bridges of wisdom. Chapter 3. The Buddhist Satori of the Silent Mountain. On a misty morning atop a remote Japanese mountain, a group of monks meditated in silence. The sage seated at the summit, a man named Honen, did not speak. Yet as the mountain dew glistened on the pine needles, a young monk approached. Struck, he whispered, "How do I know my practice is deep?" Honen simply blinked his eyes, and the young monk realized that the answer had been within him all along. The silent mountain, in its stillness, had offered the answer without a word. The sage's silence was the teacher. This story reminds us of the Buddhist principle of mindfulness. When we quiet our minds, insights naturally surface. In a noise-filled world, emails, meetings, family, and social media, mindfulness is the quiet refuge that restores clarity and intention. Lesson. Mindful presence turns every action into an intentional act. We can integrate breath awareness into tasks. Before starting a presentation, take a deep inhale. Before replying to a heated email, pause for a moment of awareness. Modern application. Implement 1 minute of mindful breathing at the start of each day. Notice how your alertness and focus grow, helping you become a more intentional leader. Conclusion. The silent mountain teaches that stillness is not the absence of movement, but the presence of profound insight. Reflective question. How could a brief moment of silence alter the course of your day? Like, share, and subscribe to explore more mindful pathways. Chapter 4. The Legend of the Two Lotus Gardens. In a small valley between the Yangtze River and rolling hills, two rival families cultivated lotus gardens. One family grew the pale, fragrant white lotus, while the other tended the bright pink lotus. After centuries, both families had been known for the beauty of their lilies and the fragrance that lifted spirits in weary townsfolk. On a hot summer morning, a wandering monk visited both gardens. The monk noted that both flowers appeared identical from a distance, yet their blossoms bore subtle differences. He reminded the families that the true essence is revealed in the moment of close listening, not through superficial comparison. The families left enlightened, realizing that each lotus was unique, but both were integral to the valley's beauty. Insight. In corporate culture, we often compare competitors, measuring success through external metrics. The monk's parable teaches us to observe our own unique strengths and value. When you focus on your authentic mission, competition fades. Actionable example. If your company faces a market gap, conduct a lotus audit of your core strengths: customer relationships, brand empathy, internal culture. Identify what your lotus is uniquely capable of delivering in the current environment. Conclusion. True success is not measured by standing out, but by standing in harmony with your authentic purpose. Reflective question. What unique lotus does your organization offer, and how might you reveal it more clearly? Like, share, and subscribe to bloom into your authentic strategy. Chapter 5. The Myth of the Three Wise Lions. During Emperor Qin's time, a scholar traveled to the capital carrying 3 carved lion statues from the northern steppes, hoping to adorn the great court. At the gate, a guard asked if the sculptures were of lions or if they were a form of exotic art. The scholar replied, "The lions are the strength of the heart, the wisdom of the mind, and the serenity of the spirit." The guard, puzzled, accepted the pieces. When the emperor saw them, he ordered them installed at the temple. Over centuries, many scholars passed and were awed by the lions. Each lion's presence taught them that success requires inner courage, critical thinking, and calm composure. The lion's roar is not noise, but a catalyst for change. Key takeaway. Harness your inner lions to navigate entrepreneurship, career progression, or personal challenges. Courage lets you step into unknown territories. Knowledge gives you the map. Calm holds your breath so you can act decisively. How to apply. On your next project, identify the 3 lions. 1. Courage. Decide to launch a risky but potentially revolutionary product. 2. Knowledge. Research industry trends and data. 3. Calm. Practice grounding techniques before making the launch announcement. Conclusion. The 3 lions remind us that powerful action is an integration of heart, mind, and spirit. Reflective question. Which of the 3 lions feels underdeveloped in your life, and what can you do to strengthen it? Like, share, and subscribe for more legendary lessons of the inner lions. Philosophy Spotlight. Buddhism, the art of mindful resilience. What is Buddhism in simple terms? Buddhism teaches mindful awareness, non-attachment, and compassion. Its central tenet is that suffering arises through clinging, and peace comes by understanding reality and letting go. By observing thoughts without judgment, one cultivates clarity and serenity. Historical anchor, Gautama Buddha. Prince Siddhartha, in his quest for understanding, left a palace, endured 49 days of asceticism, then discovered the middle way, balance between self-discipline and self-indulgence. His teachings spread across Asia, inspiring countless practitioners. 3 lessons for today. 1. Mindful presence. Whenever stress surfaces, pause for a breath, observe the sensation, and return to the present. This reduces anxiety and improves decision-making. 2. Non-attachment to outcomes. Focus on the process, not the result. In business, this means pursuing value creation over chasing quarterly gains, fostering sustainable growth. 3. Compassionate leadership. Treat team members with kindness and understanding. Empathy leads to higher engagement and higher performance. Connection to the script. Each chapter, though drawn from Chinese and Japanese traditions, echoes the Buddhist core: the power of mindfulness, resilience, and compassionate action. By weaving ancient stories with modern practice, we illustrate that the path to success is a silent garden of disciplined awareness, fluid resilience, and humane stewardship. Takeaway: cultivate mindful resilience in every day. Let awareness be your river, compassion your bridge, and vision your guiding star. Final call to action. Thank you for walking through the bamboo gardens, over the bridges, and under the silent mountains with me. Like, share, and subscribe to keep exploring timeless wisdom that empowers your journey. Feel the lotus in your own life and let your inner lions roar, mindfully, boldly, and peacefully.